Doki Doki Literature Club, a free anime dating simulator on Steam that was all the craze back in 2017. Now, if this is your first time hearing about this, I suggest you go play it like right now. It's just around 3 hours of your time. Trust me, it's probably worth it because this game is just even better when played blind. I honestly really don't want to spoil the experience, even if it's just a little bit. The game is just that good. What can I say? But if you want to see what you're in for, then be my guest. So in this story, you play as a relatable anime protagonist joining a very normal literature club where you share poems with each other, read books, yada yada yada, you get the point. And on the surface, this seems kind of boring. I mean, you are literally just sharing poems and reading them. But somehow, the writing actually makes it so entertaining and immersive. The interactions and dialogue between them is so authentic. It almost makes me want to try poem writing and also socializing. Moving on. Now, the reason why this is a dating sim is that you can choose to romance one of them by writing a poem through words they like, so you spend your time with them. Well, except Monica because she's out of his league. I really like how the quarrel between Natsuki and Yuri is handled because in that argument there really is no right or wrong. Also, some of Monica's advice on writing is actually genuinely helpful. Heck, I'm even using her advice to write the script. Now, this game can get really strange that you may think it's a virus, and it's not, by the way, but the whole horror segment of the game is actually surprisingly interesting and spooky because the way it scares you is not cheap nor cliche. It's really the subtle things that you may notice, like this experience. So, yeah. And one of the things I love about this game is how your second playthrough will let you notice a lot of foreshadowing and minute details in hindsight. It was honestly really worth it replaying the whole game for the second ending because it's actually a lot more satisfying and goosebump inducing. Even though I typically don't enjoy visual novels, well, this was literally my first experience with it. This is definitely one of my most memorable experiences with the game. It's heartfelt, has some really witty dialogue, and of course, somewhat traumatizing. Yeah, I'm fine. It made me look more into the genre as well as the mods. Even just reading some of the community guides was enjoyable because they're actually fairly helpful. I honestly really didn't even want to replay this game for the footage because it's that impactful for me. Even though it's literally my fourth time experiencing it, I still remember my first playthrough and how long it lingered in my head. And one of them was the soundtrack. They're actually pretty good and catchy because once you've played through the whole game, it can feel a lot more depressing and ominous. You know, this game is just nothing short of amazing. I'm super lucky I got to experience it blind, and it became one of my most memorable emotional roller coaster by far, even though it had some side effects. Now, I won't judge you if this game barely even made a dent to your mental, or it made a huge one, because everyone experiences things differently, and that's what makes us human. So, yeah, alright, I'm gonna go cry. Bye.
Wow.